Let's applaud for the filmmakers as they're coming down. Alright, we'll be doing some mic sharing, so I hope y'all don't mind. To start, I'll hand this to you. To start, I'd love to have you all go down the line and say your name, which film you were with, and what roles you had on that film. Start here.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ricky Rotter. My film is a Kosher test.
Hi, my name is Ferg Chu. I produced for My Father's Wedding.
Hi, my name is Jay McGregor, and I was the writer-director of My Father's Wedding.
Hi, my name is Ana Flávia, and I produced both My Father's Wedding and The Custodian.
Love that. Hello, my name is Arthur Gay, and writer, director, editor of Sunshine City.
Hi, I'm Celine Sutter. I'm the producer of Sunshine City.
Hi, I'm Heather Francis. I also produce Sunshine City.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. It's so rare that when you do a shorts block, you have a Q&A with like every single film team represented, so this is really cool. So, and I'll say, I'm gonna ask another question, and I'll open it up to all of you, so get thinking if you don't have questions yet already. But I'd love to ask for all the writer-directors on stage, I'd love to hear about where the story came from, and for all my producers on stage, why you wanted to be involved in this project. We can start down there.
Oh, okay. Where did the story come from? It's been a little while now, so it's fun throwback. I feel for a while, and actually post this film, I seem to be interested in characters that are very transient. I grew up moving around a lot with my mum, countries and towns, and so that was sort of like a big part of my growing up was trying to figure out what home meant. And particularly also my relationship with my mum, being sort of like a team, you know, just us two. So I've always been interested in like that kind of familial dynamic of a team that is also in this particular situation relying on each other, but also the place they find themselves in is also what tests their relationship. So yeah, I guess it just kind of the story evolved from that. Yeah, and I think also, you know, I'm from New Zealand, but I know here and also in New Zealand, you know, rough sleepers and homelessness is like, it's a real, scary, real thing for a lot of people. And so I haven't, you know, fortunately haven't found myself in that situation, but it's been something that I've, for a long time, always felt like I wanted to try and do some piece of work to try and just like, make people aware of it or remind people of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just finish out the film and then. Okay. Yeah. Arthur and Heather approached me. They were already working together on this film, and I'm a New York City native and very familiar with the area, in the tri-state area. And we needed like 3 states to shoot that in, and like rural, weird parts of Connecticut and all of this. And I was just kind of really interested in finding and creating these spaces that built out the world and had a little bit of knowledge of the area. And my dad is the evil landowner. So they were looking for like really cool derelict spots and an old mean guy. And I was like, I got you. He was so excited. So yeah, it was really just my 2 friends approaching me with an incredible idea, and I felt like I wanted to jump in the ring. So I was a tag along, but it was a lot of fun.
I would say that Arthur is the big reason why I signed on to this. I wanted to work with him. I knew that I wanted to work with him, and this opportunity came, so I jumped on, and also I wanted to figure out how to make a movie in 3 states with $10, and we did it. So, and Celine was a huge part of, yeah, she completed our trifecta, I'd say, and I would love to work with you again.
Yeah, these 2 are the dream team, like the most amazing producers that ever existed, and I mean that.
First, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming here. It's really special to have like a full crowd. Yes. I'll talk first about the Custodian. It was a pitch process, so they selected like 4 films to be fully fundraised by the school. So that was like an opportunity that I've been so grateful for. And I had been raised by my grandma for a while, so I just love like any like a grandma movie for me like. Breaks my heart, like it makes my heart so full, and just like the sense of like being so grateful for someone that you want to take care of them when in a point of their life that they're not being able to take care of themselves. It's like a theme that I love, but also I was super excited to work with Have Stunts and like go into the boxing gym and all that. So when I saw like a movie that had both the heart to it but also like the action thrilling, I was like, yeah, sign me up. And it was an incredible opportunity. I learned so much about like working with stunts. It's really hard, but definitely like pays off. And as for my father's wedding, when Jay brought the script for me, I was like, I just love the sense of like being able to find healing after traumatic experience that you experience, especially like childhood. So I personally really cope using humor. So I was like, I can relate so much to this character, in his quest of like, do I choose, to mess up my father's wedding, or do I let this kid have, the childhood and, a relationship with father-son that I never had. So it was really beautiful, and I really appreciate Jay for picking me up.
Hello. I just want to say I should have cast your dad. No, I'm kidding. Next time, I'll get his agent's info. No, but as for my father's wedding, like, what was the question? What inspired it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think this is actually based on the story of one of my friends from high school, one of my childhood friends, and he had told me this story a few years ago about how he had his dad's wedding and was thinking about screwing it up and kind of just walked away. And so I was very intrigued by that. It stuck with me. And so I just wanted to make a film and kind of explore that arc. And I guess the tension between resentment and grace and sort of also forgiveness, but without it being like easy, like, oh, we're all good now. Because I think that's stuff that we all deal with our families and beyond. So that's what inspired it.
Oh God, it's my turn. Hi. Well, I've known Jay for quite a while. We've worked together throughout college, so I got early drafts of the script, or the early stages of the film, and I really connected with it, really fell in love with it. It came a long way from the beginning, and so I knew I wanted to be a part of the project, just didn't know what role. I think I was brought on as just a boom op on set to do sound. And then I was rooming with you, and you kept giving me more tasks to do, and I ended up casting directing for him, for the actors, and then thank you, and then he was like, well, you're doing a lot of work, might as well be a producer, and then I was like, okay, I had nothing going on, so I was like, let's do it. So yeah, 3 roles for this film. All unpaid, didn't get a single cent. She lost more money throughout this process. So if anyone has anything in their pockets, I just... no, but, I could really use it. No, but I'm really happy to be a part of this project. It's a lot of great people worked on it, and to be screening here with so many people, it's been, like, Middlebury has been a very great experience for us. Everyone coming out here and really enjoying the films, and so it's kind of good.
Hi, I'm nervous with my English, forgive me. My story is based on a true story. I was a child that my dad took me to the hospital. It's very important to me to make a movie about my past. It's not the only movie that I speak about it. It's very important because in specific that movie is a virgin. It's a big issue in a religion community, not just the Jewish community, every community. It's a big issue. And I think the power of the movie that at the end of the movie, my dad make a kiddush. It's like a bless God, and the girl, she didn't get the wine. She's a kosher. The doctor said to the father she's kosher, and still she's not kosher for them. She's crossed the line because she spoke with a boy, which is not allowed in that community. And I think it's very important. And the power of the movie is that at the moment that they get out in Israel, that movie, more girl came to me and said, it's happened to me also. They took me, and I think it's very important, and I hope something changing, you know. I hope you understand everything we said.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You made perfect sense. Thank you. All right. I'd love to see if any of you have any questions for any of our filmmakers up here. No need to be shy. Yeah.
It's not a question, it's a comment. Sunshine City, I really appreciated the minimalist script and the way it avoided all of those potential moments that David Mamet calls dead kitten. Are you familiar with that? You know, where you had long, explanatory, blah, blah. We didn't, I didn't feel like I needed any explanations of what their past had been, their future was going to be. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That is something we spoke about quite a lot, actually. Okay. Thank you. There were many drafts, as Heather pointed out, many. Thank you, by the way. It's really nice of you to say. And it's certainly, I think, something we spoke about quite a lot as we were, working through the drafts. Is like how much information to reveal, and I seem to always. Maybe it's because characters that are transient, there is implicitly a suggestion of a past, perhaps. And so I think we sort of work quite hard to calibrate, like trying to give enough information without it being, expositional or being about their past.
And I think you got that was great, probably had the most script, but you got two fantastic actors who could who could convey that.
Yeah, and Rita and Garrett, they were incredible. And we spent a long time. Celine was also our casting director. And we spent a long time trying to find the right two people. And they actually had some shared history by coincidence that I think really allowed them to tap into those characters as well, which we hadn't realized before. So thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah, all the way in the back, Lee.
Great job, all of you. What was the most challenging aspect of making your film, whether that came in pre-production, production, or post-production?
Whoever wants to answer that.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Poison ivy. Okay. A lot of woods. There's one shot where the brother's sitting in the car outside the gas station, and the sister just found the beer, and it's through the windshield, and you can see him because there are leaves blocking the reflection. And that was all poison ivy, and we suffered.
Yeah, Corey, our DP, his whole arm was covered. He only realized afterwards when his arm became 3 times the size. But he's a champ. Yeah, actually everyone had poison ivy, except for me. Classic, yeah.
I think for the Custodian was definitely the time crunch because everyone was also having classes and we only had like the semester to go through development, casting, production, and editing, and like getting ready for festivals too. So it was a quite intense, and I was graduating too, so it was a quite intense like turnout of events, and also of course, trying to fit heavy stunts and like a gym that have a certain look into a student budget. So that was definitely like, it's always, money is never enough, it seems like, for films. So, but we thankfully had a lot of contribution from, the community, and all our like casting for like the background was like people that would go to the gym already and stuff. So I'm really blessed and grateful for everyone that put their 2 cents into the movie. It really takes a village. And I'll let you answer for my father's wedding.
Oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, I think for my father's wedding we were working, a very tight budget. And I remember, like, I wrote it and I thought, oh, it's all one location and it's family, so it'll be easy. And then I realized, oh my God, we have so many characters. And then I was talking to, there's children. I was talking to like a lawyer, insurance. I was trying to figure out how do I, how are we covering all our bases? And I told them the story and all the characters, and they're like, oh, you should stop this now. It's not, you're screwed, this is terrible. You should make something 2 people in a basement, and that's good. So but I didn't listen to them. So I'm glad that everything went off without a hitch, and we're here now. That's all I can say. And everyone on the team really did a great job to, yeah.
Do I have to say something else?
You don't have to.
No, I mean, I was going to say, I mean, and maybe it's biased from me, but I mean, casting was really challenging because it was a lot of characters and a child actor, which, comes with its own caveats. But, no, I think, I mean, we were going into it, like, it was really tight, the schedule, and I remember, I think, we were, 2 weeks and we haven't fully casted, and we were, kind of, freaking out. But, I mean, luckily we were able to find a group of really talented actors to, because it's kind of an ensemble, so I think, everything worked out, but I remember that being the most stressful, for sure.
My actor, she was 13 years old, and it's her first time that she was acting in her life, and her parents really asked me not to tell her what's happening in the movie. So I just need to tell her what to do with not a reason. So I think the smart thing to do in the movie is that they save the strong moment that she was behind the, how do you say that?
Curtain.
Thank you. It was the last take. I couldn't do it before, and she was so stressed because all the day and it's get out. So that one thing, you understand me? Tell me if you're okay. And the second one, it was behind the scene that I saw the dad actor, hug the girl, and I think to myself that I never get hug from my dad. It was so weird to saw that, and it was a very special moment that I don't know exactly what to say that, but it was special. So that yeah.
All right, in the front here.
The comments and 2 questions, fantastic, all of you. I'm really blown away by your work. Specifically for the Kosher film, I'm curious how you cast the Hasidic characters, and I'm also really curious if you have had a negative feedback from the Hasidic community, or if they portraying this closed-minded situation have had problems because they acted in this film. I know how sensitive a subject it is in that community.
Yeah, okay. So in my community, until I was 18, when I ran away from that community, I never watching TV show or internet. There is not exist. So they are still not using internet. So they didn't watch in that movie. And the actor is secular guy. It's not religion. It's fake beard and it's fake. It's really good actor. It's good that you thought that. Yeah, it's really good. I work with them for hours. That it will be authentic. He really like my father. It's amazing. And I think there is Orthodox guys that saw in secretly. And everyone said so. The power of the love of the father to the daughter, and still he's so brainwashed what he believes, and in that moment he can't see his daughter. It is strong and very authentic. That's what they told me. Yeah, I hope I answered.
Yeah, thank you. All right, time for at least one more question if there's another hand. Yeah.
This is a question for Ricky. Great film and great films, all of you. I wondered about the scenes where the girl is being interviewed and the father is in the room. That struck me as not usual practice. So can you talk about that? Was that a choice? Is that how it actually happens in Israel in emergency rooms? Or yeah.
Very interesting question. Okay. I will split between the real story and between the movie, okay? The real story that my dad took me to the hospital, there exists a 4-room, that's the name of the room. After some girl raped, she go to that room and it's specific test about the rape. It's a cotic room, I think they call it. So my dad took me, and it was more crazy than the movie. That just people told me, no one going to believe you. You need to gentle the scene. But my dad didn't know what is penis. I mean, the doctor say, what is it? I mean, did you saw? And he's asked the doctor, what is it? And the doctor say, okay, and he was so ashamed. He didn't know the language outside, how you call it. And it was so crazy because my dad is rabbi, and he sit next to me, and he's put down the glasses, and he can't watch at women and talk with the woman. And I feel sorry for him so much. I wasn't focused in my situation. I just not feel good to be next to my dad because he was so a big rabbi. And it was that moment that the policeman thought that my dad did something to me because my dad was so stressed. So he asked for my father to get away. And I told to the officer, nothing happened. And no one believed me, actually. So that it's the real story. In the movie, I mean, in the real behind the scene, the actors say something, okay? She talked with the police, and she spoke with a social worker, she spoke with everyone. But when I sat with the editor, I feel better if the actor not say nothing until that moment she is behind. And it was powerful, and yeah, I think it was.
I guess my question was about the presence of the father in the room while the girl was being interviewed, since that here that wouldn't be usual practice. It would be confidential with an adolescent. That was my question.
Yeah.
But in Israel, apparently.
I'm sorry if I didn't understand exactly the question. You know English, but it's happened. I mean, you have when you are less than 19 years old. 18 years old, you have to go with someone older than you. Okay. It's not matter if it's your mom or my dad. Actually, it's good that I go with my dad. He's more gentle than my mom. She was like...
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all, filmmakers, so much for being here.